Hello and welcome to the Zork Report. My name is Taylor Zork, and today we're going to talk about the eternity that was the week of November 14th, 2022. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's jump right in. FTX began their bankruptcy proceedings last week with a 30-page report from acting CEO John J. Ray III, the same Ray III that oversaw the Enron bankruptcy proceedings. He has over 40 years of experience, and this is what he had to say about the FTX group. Never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here. The situation is unprecedented. So some of the other issues he highlighted within this report included non-existent internal controls and corporate governance, no full list of bank accounts or bank signatories, no comprehensive list of personnel, customer deposits were not being reported on the balance sheet, and they had no internal accounting department. So for me, this is the most bonkers revelation in the report, is that they had no one in this $32 billion organization in an accounting role internally. They outsourced the entire function. Grayscale will not be sharing proof of reserves, citing security concerns. Grayscale, a crypto investment firm and the single largest holders of BTC at 635,000 Bitcoin or $10 billion worth, recently tweeted that they will not show proof of reserve, citing security concerns. The Grayscale's tweet reads, "Due to security concerns, we do not make such on-chain information and confirmation information publicly available through a cryptographic proof of reserve or other advanced cryptographic accounting procedure. We know the proceeding point, in particular, will be a disappointment to some, but panic sparked by others is not a good enough reason to circumvent complex security arrangements that have kept our investors' assets safe for years." So coming fresh off of the trust me bro culture that has governed a lot of centralized organizations in the past in the crypto industry and the recent revelations with FTX, to me this doesn't really pass the smell test as a good enough reason not to publish this. If anyone wanted to, they could dig deep enough to confirm a lot of these wallet addresses or use forensic accounting to identify potential Grayscale wallet addresses. So to me, the concern of publicizing these addresses isn't really all that much of a concern, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Grayscale, but it just doesn't really pass the smell test. Vitalik Buterin outlines a detailed proposal for proof of solvency. Vitalik proposed a more robust solution to the proof of reserves problem with a new model based on cryptography called proof of solvency. According to Buterin, rather than relying solely on fiat methods like government licenses, auditors, and examining the corporate governance and the backgrounds of the individuals running the exchange, exchanges could create cryptographic proofs that show that the funds they hold on-chain are enough to cover their liabilities to their users. Even more ambitiously, an exchange could build a system where it can't withdraw a depositor's funds at all without their consent. Now, this to me would be a great step in the right direction. However, it doesn't capture the whole problem, because if these centralized exchanges have massive liabilities above and beyond what's on chain, there could still be an issue here. So I think that this would be a great step in the right direction. However, you'd still need some sort of continuous audit from reputable accounting firms that would allow for the ability to not guarantee, but include greater transparency throughout the process so that these investors or the customers depositing funds on these platforms would have greater faith in what was going on behind the scenes. So needless to say, it was a massive week for the crypto industry, and not necessarily in a good way. I think the silver lining of all of this is that it really highlights the need for accounting help within the space. We saw that FTX didn't have any internal accounting department, and the auditors they used, while supposedly Armanino was a top 25 CPA firm, but they really showed their colors in the lack of integrity that went into the audit and the unreliability of the financial statements that came out of that. Additionally, I think that there's a shift from the crypto industry being a niche to a necessity. We like to say that a lot at crypto CFOs, and I think that it rings true. You see that these major exchanges are going to start to, the customers that use these exchanges are going to start to demand proof of reserves, proof of liabilities, or proof of solvency, or a combination of the three. And in order to deliver that, there's going to need to be some sort of continuous audit going on at these major exchanges for them to have the perception of trustworthiness. And I think in the past, it's been, like I alluded to earlier in this report, that it's been a trust me bro culture, and it needs to be a trustless culture where we can start to move towards not needing to trust these entities, but trying to find ways that will allow us to have guaranteed trust built into the systems. So those are my thoughts on the matter. If you'd like to join in on more of these conversations, we recently launched our app on both the App Store and Google Play. We have a community of accountants, CPAs, and tax professionals that are all dedicated to learning more and helping to educate accountants on the topics, the complex topics within the crypto industry. So we'd love to see you in the community. And if you have any questions or if you'd like to access some more of our videos, just check in the link description. So thanks again and have a great week. See you next week.